while chatting.
Let's ask the chat. We're live now, so I'm wondering if anybody has any thoughts on this. Thanks everybody for hanging out and just waiting for us to get started here. We were having a heated conversation, Caito. It got a little nuts. So I was like, I think I'd feel more comfortable if I had witnesses.
We had an audience.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they just announced the freaking whatchamacallit as Audacity opens up over here. They just announced the Kirby game.
Kirby.
Kirby.
And I was excited, and then I saw it, and then I'm not excited anymore.
That's all it took. I'm recording for Ryan Turford right now. I think we've got all the things. The sweater in this heat. Court, I just had a cold shower, man. I'm ready to go, dude.
A cold shower?
Cold shower. I'm trying it out. Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, it was 3 minutes long, and I was in and out
You're
of there.
doing all the things that we agreed that we weren't going to do. Like
I don't think
out in the morning.
Do we talk about cold showers?
No.
Yeah, we haven't even like talked about it.
That goes along with all the things that I wouldn't want to do before. I mean, I would never want to have a cold shower.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm awake, and it is a mental exercise to do.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta
Becca,
prepare yourself.
I have not finished Kirby yet. I think I'm on the last thing.
Mm-hmm. ARGO's up to 90 seconds on cold showers. Look at that.
What? What's the point?
I don't know. Apparently, there's health benefits to it.
Make yourself
I don't know.
miserable?
I'm old. My joints hurt. I could use the, I don't know, reducing of the swelling and whatnot. And I had like 30 seconds. I didn't even hot tub today. I was really just, I gotta figure out another setting on my watch to wake up, because it's like I've got so many alarms set up in the morning that they're running into each other and then they just stop apparently. Like, I'm actually waking up on my own. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? I gotta get going on this. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's the acquired taste argument. I do feel like I'm betraying you. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I feel the ultimate betrayal, honestly.
Oh, man.
That's fine. Do what you gotta do. If you gotta work out and be healthy, I guess.
Some of us can't just eat whatever we want. Okay. Yes, you can. You're like, I don't even need Ring Fit. Yeah, look at our merch shirts. Look at us go.
I know. Yep.
That's awesome.
They look good.
Yeah, we look great.
Look good.
All right. Should we do this? I'm surprised to see Court here. I thought Court was not going to be here. JKJ, Kevin, Argo, Pat, Strong Mom Games. That's a great name. Lockleth, freaking here. I'm Lockleth's number one fan. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Why do you got to question? Why do you got to say it like that?
I mean, I bet Lockleth has lots of fans, so I think you probably are.
Number one. Nobody else. He has lots of fans. You're right. None of them are number one. Lots of number twos. You know what I
mean? Don't get me started on number two.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Court's next. Okay, well, glad to have you, Court. All right, should we?
In Canada, do y'all get lemons at restaurants in your water?
Especially at Court's favorite restaurant, Swiss Chalet.
Did you know there's fecal matter on those lemons?
I mean, there's like
poopy lemons.
They're just chopping them up in the public bathrooms. They hear a toilet flush, they're like, time to cut the lemons. While it plumes.
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. Well, good to know. So you're saying, well, at least it gets the grease away.
Like poop is better than grease.
Poop you can't see.
Yeah.
It's better than grease you don't want to feel anymore. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Not the lemon toots. What are you even what are we even talking about? Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Are you all ready for this?
All right. Yep.
Yeah, we're in a weird mood, everybody. So buckle up, buckaroo. Hey everyone, it's me, Sean Capri. I'm glad you're here because you're listening to the most wholesome Nintendo podcast on the internet. It's the Nintendo Drive. I'm on a Skype call with my friend, Console Caito, the spiciest tomato and potato on her journey today. She's got some things to say about that Splatoon 3 OLED. I don't think she likes it, and it's Amazon Prime Day, so jump on into the Nintendo Drive ball. Here we go. You are a vegetable salad today, Caito. Tomatoes and potatoes.
Why do you default to tomato?
I don't.
Why is that the...
So a quick insight into my mind while that's happening is I'm sitting there thinking, I nailed it. Totally called it the Nintendo Drive. I'm so happy that I didn't call it the Xbox Drive. And then I screw up the next thing. It's like, there's not a lot to really sort out here. It's not the most complicated thing in the world, but now I'm overthinking it and whatever. It's kind of its own thing. How are you?
You made it through. You made it through. That's what matters.
One take. God knows we only have so much video cassette tape here. We can't waste a moment.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime Day today.
Yeah, not sponsored.
Next couple of days. Is there anything that you're gonna be?
I bought something
already.
I've been watching for a couple days.
Oh no! What did you buy?
Oh, so I don't know. This might be the thing that just like sends me off into single dad land. I bought a gigantic monitor, Caito.
As if you need another monitor.
It's going to replace all of the, that's it. All the monitors are going. I saw, and I should send this to you actually. I saw, this is influencer land big time. I saw somebody on YouTube through the shorts. She's this wonderful, I think she's Japanese American, content creator, and her whole like thing is how cozy and aesthetic she is and her whole space is. It is amazing. And she sits there and she's playing Animal Crossing. She's got like a custom Switch dock and her Joy-Cons look amazing and everything's great. And then it shows her like her desk and I'm like, I want every piece of that. She's got a single like widescreen monitor goes across her desk. Like it's kind of all lifted up. Everything has its place. Like it kind of goes into like kind of extremes. But I saw this and I'm like, this changes everything. I like to think as my space is kind of like nice and tidy and everything. I'm like, my space is a disaster compared to this. Right. So
how does that work? Because on mine, so we have 2 monitors. Mm-hmm. And so I normally have my game on one and then all my other stuff on the other one.
Yeah.
How does it work when you have one? How do you separate the things?
Well, this will be the first time I've ever had it. My understanding is that you can input 2 things into the monitor and kind of it's basically the size of 2 27-inch monitors side by side, kind of smashed together, is my understanding. Right. So I think you can have. I think they call it picture by picture. Remember picture in picture on your old old TVs, kind of like that. Yeah. So just one side is one input, the other side is the other input.
And you can kind of control how big they are, I assume.
I think it's just half and half. Yeah.
Just half and half. Okay.
I think at that point. So
interesting.
Mm-hmm. You basically don't have anything full screen, says JKJ. I'll be curious. You might need to share that link, Brie. I will share that link. It's a Canadian thing. I think it must be on sale everywhere else. It's total overkill. Like it's 49 inches, Caito. This thing is I have to sell everything in order to make this work. I figured I would just pick it up and make a decision later. Like if I have to send it back, I have to send it back. But at least at this point. We'll see.
You got it.
Yeah.
You bought it.
I'm like, nobody's even up yet.
A lot of the SD cards on sale right now. So if you're in the market for an SD card.
Yes.
Because I got like the Animal Crossing ones on there. And then they've got all the 1 terabyte ones, like $100 off right now.
Yeah.
So not sponsored, but.
Not sponsored. No, but I live for these. I don't really buy anything almost ever. Like, I went the entire pandemic without buying clothes. Don't give me that look. What does that look for? What else am I
don't buy anything like ever. Buys every Nintendo Switch game. Buys custom Game Boy. Buys.
I sent the Game Boy back. The Game Boy went back because it was not in good shape.
Did you leave a bad review?
No. I mean,
Did you send? I would have at least sent an email like, "Hey, this."
That's how I got the refund. And they're like, can you let us know what initials were on? Because they send a thing. This was Lukey Games. They send a little tag or piece of paper that says this was inspected by and certified by this person. They sign or whatever. So like, who signed it?
You got someone in trouble.
Mm-hmm. That person is unemployed.
No.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Oh. They just got a little,
Yeah, Locklith is just like me, just now buying clothes. I went the whole time squeezing into stuff. And I'm like, enough is enough. Sitting here.
I don't have any normal clothes at this point.
Yeah.
I literally just have t-shirts and leggings.
That makes me feel better.
I was finally like, okay, I've got to buy some normal clothes. Then I went out into the world and the normal clothes right now are so bizarre.
Yeah.
That I was like, I don't live in this world. Like, where do I even go? Where do I even
Why do
go
these
to
jeans
buy
go up to my
clothes?
shoulders? Like, where is it going to end? The jeans.
Okay, I do like a high waist
Oh
pant.
my gosh.
However, I can't do the crop top thing, and literally every shirt is crop top.
Yeah, that's
And
wild.
I'm like, okay, where do I go?
I just want a
And
full
it's so
size
weird.
shirt.
I know you don't have Target there, but if you go to Target and they have, it's so weird because you've got one section that's like the 70s, then you've got the 90s, and then it's like this mismatch of clothing. It's so strange.
This is us like cementing in our old age. Will not adjust, will not buy whatever's next, like, deciding.
Well,
We're just going to...
Well, it's just where I'm at that age where the stuff that I wore in high school is back in style. And I don't know how I feel about that because that's like, makes me old.
Trying to think.
You
Yeah, I
know?
guess I keep thinking like we're the same age. We're definitely not. You're quite a bit younger than I am. So yeah, your high school is different than you probably like were in elementary when I was in high school, which is hilarious. Like there's really not a huge age difference between the two of us. But when you think about a high schooler and you take 6 years, it's kind of a...
Yeah. Because I was wearing I wore like the flare jeans, but then I also had my little emo phase where I wore like the studded belts.
Yes.
And all that, so, but that's all back. So if you're interested in that, it's back.
It's all back, and the music isn't back, though. That's the thing. You got to have the music with the... Anyways, this is a whole other thing. I feel like we've got 45 questions.
What are we doing? I know. All right. Clean out the garage. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Reminder.
Holy crap, we haven't even done that yet.
You can listen to the Nintendo Drive, all the Carpool Gaming podcast content on YouTube, youtube.com/Carpool Gaming. Thank you so much, everyone who is supporting us and watching. We did play a game. Together this week. Fall Guys.
Yeah.
Fall Guys.
We were trolling each other the whole time. We were playing with I don't know how many people. You put the call out to your Discord. We all played on stream on Saturday. And out of all the dozens of people, I've got Caito trying to push me off the side or grab my little guy and just...
When you're streaming it, you get targeted.
That's true.
That's just how it goes.
That's true.
That's just how it goes. So... But it was fun. I am enjoying Fall Guys, although it makes me so angry. It makes me so angry. I caved. I bought some little things. I don't know. Are they the kudos or this or that? Yeah. There's like two different currencies. One of them you buy.
The purple one.
One of them you earn.
Yeah.
And I bought some because I wanted to be the yellow rubber duck color.
Aw.
So that's what I bought.
There's got to be a potato of some sort, or tomato, or whatever you like. There's no potato.
I think there was a tomato, but there's not a potato.
There's got to be like a Squishmallow tie-in here at some point. That would be huge. That would be amazing if we ran Fall Guys day one.
Squishmallows.
That would be amazing.
Squishmallows could collaborate with literally everything.
Pretty much everything. Yeah.
Collaborate with Fall Guys. Collaborate with Animal Crossing. Imagine Animal Crossing Squishmallows. Yeah, that would be so cute. But how do you like Fall Guys?
I love this.
Xbox?
I was on Xbox, yes, which is the best thing. Like, this game is free, and everybody can play together no matter where you're at, and it was pretty simple, I think, to get started there. And we had, like, a custom match with, I think, like, 20 or more people or something like that. Like, it was super fun. I feel like that kind of elevates, just like anything else. Like when you play with friends, and the concept is relatively simple. There's definitely ways to be good or not good at the game, and I think some people were maybe getting a little bit frustrated by the end, but it's just practice, play the same things over again. It's just like anything else.
This concept is what Mario 99, whatever that game was, should have been. This concept of having a giant lobby, because I can start a stream and have 60 people in there at one time.
Yep.
And it's just so many more people can interact and play with you, as opposed to something like Mario Kart where you can only have 12 or Switch Sports where you can only have 8.
Yep.
This is what that should have been. And I hope more games will catch on to this and do these larger lobbies, because it's so much more fun.
It's shocking that it's not a thing. It's not like streaming just showed up yesterday, and the notion of like playing games with like more than 4 people is relatively new. Like the idea of having your own lobbies with like 40 people It should be. I feel like it should be much more common than it is.
But has to be online. Don't do this.
I know.
You can do.
Don't count on Nintendo for this.
No
like
couch co-op.
Epic will lead the way on this. Like this is like Fortnite stuff. This is. I mean, Rocket League is kind of self-contained, just in the way that it's a soccer game. But yeah, like this is. I feel like this is the future, and it's been the future for like 10 years now at this point. So.
Yeah.
Fall Guys is for the win. I'm so glad because I feel like were you kind of middling on it, like, it's coming back, but who cares?
I feel like I enjoyed it the first couple times I played it. But I feel like they would have had more success if they had done this from the beginning.
But now it's on Switch.
But now, yeah, with it being on Switch, I think it'll maintain popularity for longer than it did the first time.
I hope so.
This go around.
They said like 50 million players in a couple weeks or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So I think
especially free to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's good.
It's one of those things. I don't want every game to be free to play. I don't know why. Maybe this is just me being old and curmudgeon that I just don't believe that every game should be or should have to go free to play in order for it to be successful. But like this is just another case where maybe it is. Maybe it does have to be free to play for you to have a chance to be successful.
I think this type of game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
But I think something that focuses on a solo experience, absolutely not. Does not need to be free to play.
Yeah.
But something like this where it's just like everyone come and play. Yeah, I mean things like Halo being free to play is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Interesting. Now we're set. Back in my day, we used to pay for our multiplayer games.
Right. Which don't get me started. Another tangent about paying for stuff. So I will do it.
Well, but, now I'm interested. What do you mean? Don't get me started about a thing I wasn't even. I have no idea where you were gonna go with that. That's so good. Now we need to know.
I think when you want more content for something, you're going to have to pay for it.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So like things like DLC, expansion packs, all that stuff, you're going to have to pay for it unless, and here's where they get you, and here's where everyone gets so mad, unless they have the microtransaction model, then you're going to have to pay up front.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you can't have it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pick. Do you want the microtransactions or do you want to pay for it up front?
And I've never been principally against microtransactions. I was really worried at some point that like people were going to completely overreact and take away something that they hadn't really figured out yet. And I feel like what Fall Guys does, and there's a lot of other examples like it, that like totally works for me. I actually like those things that I can buy. Like that's great.
I do too.
And I also can earn it. Like this is a model that will probably stick around for another 10 or 15 years. It's just, it's not that the microtransactions are bad. It's when they're egregious. It's when they maybe let you win the game. They give you some sort of like tactical advantage or something like that. Or if they're overpriced, like that's a different conversation. But yeah, if it's something that I would like to spend money on, then let me spend money on it and stop judging me, everybody. Gosh.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I bought the stuff. I just like cosmetic stuff. Yeah. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. And this one, I get it. Because, like, you want your little guy to look different from all the other little guys. Mm-hmm. And I almost wish there was more. I wish there was more that I could buy.
Same.
At one time.
Yep.
Like, I want all the options. Let me customize. So, and maybe that's part of I haven't played it enough to earn those things.
Yeah.
So I need to play it some more. And I have to play it solo or... Maybe in a group
all the
of
modes,
four?
there's
custom mode doesn't count though.
I think this is what the kids call like the meta of it, like where you really have to get into like how you play the game, like that's a game in and of itself. Like I never really get into that kind of detail, but people do. They min-max their time. Look at all these. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. What are these terms? God, where's my cane?
Okay, well, speaking of multiplayer stuff, Winter Gamer asks, Sean Capri, where are all of our club members from Strikers?
Sorry.
Truly is a fun game, but do you think that there could be friendly leagues where you have friend clubs fighting to be the best? Are you still playing Strikers?
I played a couple matches, mainly because Brandon Myers is still at it, which I really appreciate. And I got my butt kicked. We went up a division because we did so well last season. We went up. But I think everybody who just played the game went up because 60% of the teams that were there were just at 0 points. So I got my butt kicked, and there's a couple other things that are kind of coming out and happening in the world. So I kind of tailed off a little bit, which is sad, but I haven't given up on it completely, and mainly because Brendan Myers is there. And to his point, that's exactly what I thought this was supposed to be, this clubs thing, was carpool gaming against Nintendo dads, against House of Mario, against all the other people. Like, I wanted to go like community against community against community. And of course, like, why am I surprised? And maybe this is just going to be the start of the totally nasty, like, I'm just down on my luck with Nintendo for the day with this stupid Splatoon thing. And should we even put all of our hopes and dreams into this game? Because they can't even get strikers right and all this stuff. Golly. Caito, we're shutting down the Nintendo Drive. What's the problem?
Okay. What's the problem?
How much time do you have?
Are not enough people playing?
Nobody's playing. Nobody's playing. And I think that what people are finding is if you do play, the people who are there are pros at it. So it's actually kind of anti-Nintendo. And I think this is when this happens. Nintendo goes, see, this is why we don't do online, because it ruins the experience for people.
Your online sucks.
Yeah, it's just...
That's why we don't do online, because your online is terrible.
Mm-hmm. Well... This is just not it. And to the point of, should you pay for games or should they be free and have some sort of like monetization model? Like, there's maybe an argument to be made about strikers, that this could have been less or free to play and then just pay up the wazoo for characters.
Nintendo is never going to be free to play.
I know.
Nintendo will never, ever, mark my words.
They charge $10 for Mario Run, for God's sakes.
Will never be free to play.
Yeah.
Especially something with Mario on it.
Oh, Justin Masson in the chat says, because the Nintendo dads would destroy you. Well, he knows.
Justin Masson is all talk.
He knows exactly what to do.
Justin Masson is all talk.
He just texted me the same thing. He's like, I will not be ignored. I will be on this show. Oh my God, that's amazing. I love you, Justin Masson.
Look, I'm calling people out on their all talk right now.
Same
I
here.
called people out on my stream the other day because everyone was saying, oh, I can eat a dozen donuts in an hour. No, you can't. No, you can't.
What?
Show me a video of you eating a dozen donuts in an hour.
Oh.
You can't do it.
Challenge accepted. Why am I doing this? I need to...
You can't do it.
Let me wake up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym and then go try a dozen donut challenge from Caito. Yeah. Well,
Todd said he could eat 36 in a sitting. 36 in 3 hours.
That's a lot.
And I was like, no, you can't.
What? Court says no. What do you mean? How is it physically impossible? I feel like I could do that without even thinking. 12 donuts? No problem.
Is
this like a soda cracker challenge thing where it's like it's going to jam up my mouth or something? Like some sort of physiological reaction?
No, I don't think there's any physiological reason.
Like at 11 donuts, I'm good. 12, it's cardiac arrest.
People's eyes are bigger than their stomachs, and they just think that they can do so much more, and then they can't.
Interesting. And I want to know in the chat and in the comments, I want to know what people think about this. I feel like it's no problem. Okay. Justin Masson, can you do 12 donuts in an hour? Kevin says he'll do it with me. We're going to do it at Extra Life. That's what we're going to do. We're going to order all the donuts. They're just going to load it up. It'll be like Homer in Hell, for anybody who remembers this.
That's going to make your Extra Life so miserable.
I actually died a little bit. You're right. We're all like, no problem. Why don't you throw some chicken wings in there too, and a hot dog eating competition?
Right.
You're sitting there just like sweating sugar beads out of the donuts. Oh my gosh.
Speaking of things that are awful, Nintendo has revealed its first special edition OLED. The Splatoon 3 OLED.
You do not like this.
Okay. It's not the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It's not like if someone were to put one in front of me, I'd be like, oh, that's horrendous. Get it away from me.
Throw it out a window.
But it's just so uninspired to me.
Yeah.
It's just so, we've been there, we've done that. I should have brought my Switch in here. The blue-yellow combo, I have one of those already. I have that colorway. All you did was have a little ombre situation.
Yeah.
I'm just so uninspired by it. Like, I don't know. Let me put a little splat on there that looks like a virus. It's just, I don't know. It's not
It's a
that
Dr.
appealing
Mario.
to me.
It's the same thing they
It's
could
not
have
that
done with Dr. Mario. So here's, as you're kind of describing it, I was like, well, aren't you just glad that we have a special edition? And then I realized that's exactly what Nintendo was thinking with this. You should just be happy that there is a special edition because we haven't really got any of these recently. So here you go. And also, I think even on top of this is there were a whole bunch of rumors going around that we're surely about to get our next Switch, our Switch Pro, or whatever the heck the next thing is going to be. And it was an OLED again.
Yeah.
They fooled the same people with the same thing, and it wasn't even like a better version of it at all.
Nope.
Which is hilarious.
Almost a worse version. I like the regular one better.
I think so. I
like the original OLED better than this special edition OLED, which should not be the case.
Yeah. Justin Masson
Not
says,
everything can be ACH themed. Justin Masson. For example, the fake Kirby themed special edition Switch that went around, top tier. That would have been
I don't think I saw that one.
The mouthful mode.
Of course it is. That's perfect. Yeah.
That would have been perfect.
I've seen phone cases that are mouthful mode.
Yep,
yeah.
I would have bought it. That is unique, and it looked really nice. It was fake, which is unfortunate. This one is just so... I could have designed this.
Mm-hmm.
I could have designed it.
Part of me wonders if it's the color selection for Splatoon 3 that has me kind of like meh about it. And I hate even using that word. I feel like it's very dismissive, but I'm like kind of getting a little bit where it might also just be like my experience with Nintendo this year, kind of playing into things a little bit. Like I kind of look at the color scheme and go, that doesn't pop for me. Like it's a little too subdued. I don't know if they're getting a little weird with the Salmon Run stuff and whatever. Like I like that. What's behind it? The pink and green.
The pink and green.
That is, and I guess they just can't do that again. Maybe that's just it. But and this is, I fear change. Whoever are we getting Pearl and Marina again? Like the Squid Sisters, we always get upset whenever they change that. Well, I don't know. Like people were mad when they changed nobody remembers Callie and Marie. Like people don't even know who that is.
Honestly, it would be fine if it was the same people as long as they don't talk as much.
Oh yeah, well the game is loading.
Get me through. Yeah, get me to the game.
We'll see. Well, I feel like a lot of my reaction, I won't speak for anybody else, but like a lot of my own reaction kind of speaks to those types of things. Like, have they addressed them, or is this just another game? Like same thing. Yeah. Like they really do. I do think this is just me being a little pissy with Nintendo this year. Like they've got to up it a little bit. They got to round out some of these edges. It's not a great experience all the time.
Yeah. I'm mostly curious about the multiplayer for Splatoon.
Yeah.
Are they going to let me have my own lobby of however many people?
Mm-hmm.
And how is it all going to work? Because I would love to have another multiplayer game that I can play on stream and I can have a bunch of people come in and let's play Splatoon.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't work,
party system, lobby system has to be like, there's got to be loadouts. So you can have like, I got this gun, I got this hat and this shirt, and then I can swap over to a total other like setup. The whole like locking in on one gun and the way that you switch things out everything is very difficult, and I don't like it. So needless to say, we're not buying this. We're not buying this.
I'm not buying.
No,
not buying it.
No, probably. I'm saying I'm not. Watch it happen, but I really don't think. I don't think I'm buying this one. I don't think so.
JKJ asked, does the new Splatoon 3 OLED indicate a further delay in a new console?
I feel like it kind of does. What do you think?
I don't feel like special editions have any impact on the release of the other stuff. They could release a special edition of anything right now and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Like they could release a special edition 3DS right now and it wouldn't impact the sale of this current Switch or the next Switch. It would probably make everything better. And Nintendo can do whatever they want. That's the problem.
We're catching on, by the way, Nintendo. We're all starting to see what's happening here. You don't think that people would feel burned, or you don't, maybe for you, like what if you bought this? Like, let's say it's an Animal Crossing or even Kirby the Mouthful Mode special edition. You buy it, it's whatever, $250, $300, something like that. And then like a week later they go, here's the new one. Like, aren't you, like, you're going to feel okay with that?
I think you run that, especially for a special edition, you run that risk.
Yeah.
You're running that risk. Special Edition isn't a new console. Special Edition has to go by the release of whatever game they are designing it for.
Right.
It's not about the console, it's about the game that they're releasing it alongside.
Yeah.
So, and do I think that they would announce...
So could they have it for this holiday? Could they have, like, I don't think that's what you're predicting to begin with.
No.
I don't think that you think a Switch Pro is coming, so... Not this on its own, that's just the way that it's going to go.
I think so, yeah.
JKJ in the chat says, I guess I was more thinking, like, are they getting us off their back about a new console by distracting us with this new old console? Which, yeah, they thought, like, people were leaking a new Switch Pro model is coming out, and it was this. So, I don't know. It's all the same to so many people.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think Zelda, the next Switch, that's when you're getting it. So yeah. I think it's mostly dependent on that. Like, give me the amiibo. I don't want to buy this. I just want amiibo. Like that's how I want to have like my collectibles and physical stuff. Yeah.
Right. I do like a special edition console, but
usually I do too.
Not this one.
My Switch Lite is a Pokemon one. I'm not even all that huge into Pokemon, and I love that thing. Give me my OLED Lite. That's what I want.
Yeah. And I've gone off on this rant before. I feel like we had another question about special editions, but I don't know for sure. But I don't like the way that they do special edition stuff because, okay, the one that I think they've done right is Animal Crossing. You can walk into Target right now and buy an Animal Crossing Switch. Mm-hmm. It's so hard for me, unless I've already played the series before, the chances of me wanting to buy a special edition console are so low. Mm-hmm. Because I have to really love that series, that game to want to buy it. So I feel like they should have like same thing with collector's edition games. Maybe that's what it was. We have a question about collector's edition games, but I wish they would do like the initial run of it, and then they would have like some amount of time, and then they give you another chance to buy that collector's edition because then maybe you've played the game and you want that other stuff.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because you don't know otherwise. It's kind of,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's relying on people to be kind of irrationally excited about something. But you're like, I'd like to be rationally excited about this. Thank you very much. I'd like to know that I enjoy this very much
before I spend $120 on
totally
something. Yeah.
It's funny because like it seems like something that's pretty frivolous, like totally unnecessary. You could just have a base model console or whatever, and it works just the same. But I do find myself like speaking to somebody who doesn't buy anything. Like I did get the Gears 5 Xbox. I've got the Spider-Man PS4. Chelsea has the Animal Crossing Switch. Like this is, I feel like I've got another Switch that has grippies on the back. What am I missing? I guess just the Pokemon Switch Lite. Yeah, I think that's probably
you bought the other Pokemon thing, but you returned
I did send it back. Yeah, I do think that if we are getting, because that's been a couple times we've got a Switch Lite with Pokemon theme. If they're gonna do SWOLED Lite, then it'll be Pokemon theme, and that would be awesome. Scarlet, Violet. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'll save it for that.
Yep. Okay. Another news story. Nintendo might finally be racing ahead with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 2 of the DLC. I feel like are people making this up?
Apparently there's like
heard anything?
There's an ad, only this article actually, in that there's an article in Japan or an advertisement in Japan that kind of suggests that the 17th is when we should expect this thing to actually come out. Now, I don't know if you even want to I feel like it's way past due. And if it is at this time, then it gets into somebody else's question a little bit here in that, like, what are you doing? Nintendo, you've had all this space. Like, we could have had this all this time, and now you're going to give us Mario Kart DLC, then Live Alive, and then Xenoblade Chronicles, and Splatoon. Like, what are we doing here, Nintendo?
It's a lot right at once, yeah. I do think this kind of solidifies or proves that the Mario Kart 8 DLC is just going to be like shadow dropped. It's just going to be like, okay, it's here today. I think it'll just be a tweet like, hey, here it is.
That sucks though, because we've paid for it. Like I'm trying to be, I guess, middling on this, but I don't think that I'm going to be. Like they've charged us for the full run of it, and we're excited by all these different tracks. Like I feel like we've purchased the right to know a little bit more. This isn't like a a Kickstarter that I won't name at this time, where there's no communication. You can't just take our money and not tell us anything. Golly, this makes people frustrated.
Right. I think transparency goes a long way.
Oh yeah.
In not making people mad. Like, I think you'll get those people who are mad about it if it's going to take a little bit longer than expected or whatever. But I would rather know.
Yeah.
Than not know.
It just makes it it actually makes it less special. I just feel, and I said the same thing about God of War and the announcement of its release date, I think just last week. Like, some of these games just deserve more, and their fan bases and their communities deserve more. And like a Shadow Drop is interesting maybe in the moment, but it's like, some of us have other things to do. Like, I don't know. It's not just, we'll just get it when you get it. Like, again, it's very, be grateful for what you get. Like, thanks for liver again, Mom. We'll be grateful.
Okay, we do have a lot of questions, so we're going to kind of rapid fire here a little bit because
I like it.
There we go. Todd Oxtra. Todd Oxtra. We talked too much about whatever we talked about
pants.
before this. So.
Pants and crop tops.
Todd Oxtra. Buy, rent, or return. Okay, so you got 3 games here. We got to figure out, are you buying it, renting it, returning it? 1, 2, 3, Switch sequel, Nintendo Land 2, Star Fox Adventures 2.
Ooh.
I'm returning 1, 2, 3 Switch sequel.
Oh, wow.
I definitely don't want that.
Oh, I think I'm surprised you're not saying Star Fox, actually.
I would rent Star Fox by Nintendo Land 2 out of those options.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to say...
I don't like it.
I know that's what he's such a troll question, which is why I love Todd Oxtra for this. I'm gonna do exactly what the opposite of what he wants me to do. I'm gonna buy Star Fox Adventures 2. I'm gonna rent Nintendo Land, and I'm gonna return 1, 2, 3 Switch. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Well, you switched the other two.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
But. No 1, 2, 3 Switch. Although that could be the one that surprises us. With those options, Sean only hears buy. That's right. I buy them all.
You probably would, which is the worst part.
I'm so weak.
Okay, Brian asks, you get 3 pieces of bread to make toast. What type of bread are you using, and what toppings are you putting on the toast?
So I didn't really understand this question at all, but I wasn't sure if it was like a Southern thing.
3 pieces of toast, or am I doing like a layered toast?
That's what I'm like. What are you guys cooking down there? Like, I don't know. I just get like whole wheat and throw it in the toaster. I don't know.
That's what we get too. I like a wheat bread. Like a wheat bread.
Yep.
Are these the last 3 pieces of toast I'm ever going to eat? I have so many questions. So
I don't think it's that dramatic.
I'm gonna get wheat bread. Do they all have to be the same? I would love to have 1 wheat, 1 white, 1 honey wheat.
Oh, nice.
And then I'll have 1 with butter.
Yeah.
1 with like an avocado toast situation. And then the third one, I don't know. Maybe I'll do 2 avocado toasts.
What was the first one? What was the first topping?
I like just butter.
Oh, you got to have peanut butter and honey on one of those.
Oh, I don't like peanut butter.
What? Peanut butter and honey, it changes the peanut butter.
It doesn't.
It changes it.
Nothing could ever change peanuts to me.
You're not even allergic?
Gross.
You just don't like peanut butter?
I just don't like them.
Like, are you just trying to be like contrarian?
No.
Who doesn't like peanut butter?
I even tried. I don't like peanuts. Anything peanut flavored.
I feel like peanut butter tastes very different from an egg. Like, I know it's weird. It's kind of like ketchup and tomatoes.
Nope.
Kevin, Caito, you heard me every episode.
It doesn't taste different. And you know how I know is because, number one, like, I can't eat anything with like a Reese's whatever.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Disgusting. And I had a cookie the other day that I thought was just chocolate chip, and it had a peanut in it. And I took one bite, immediately knew.
Scrape it off your tongue.
I had to give it away. I was like, give me something else.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, Pat's with me. With banana slices on peanut butter is actually really good, too.
Ew.
Yep. Don't knock it till you try it.
Yuck. Okay. Riley asks, if there is a new Banjo-Kazooie game being made by Xbox, do you think it will also come to the Nintendo Switch?
I think no.
No.
I think absolutely not.
It will not. It will be an exclusive to the Xbox. Exclusive. Yeah, to the Xbox. We will not be getting it on the Switch. And, cut your losses. Honestly, it's not going to be good. It's going to fail. It's going to flop.
I forgot that's exactly where you're going to go with that. Like, good riddance. Go ahead and have Banjo.
I would try it. I would try it on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I want it to succeed. I want it to do well. But Banjo is just another Star Fox.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have anything else you want to say on that?
No, we're going to get our podcast is going to get canceled. Okay. Next question.
Yeah, okay.
The Muffin Mon. Have either of you played a cloud version of a game on Switch? I'm skeptical that this feature would run well given Nintendo's online infrastructure. I don't think I have.
I don't think I have either. I've downloaded a few demos because I wanted to like see what it's like, but for the most part, these games are ones that exist on the other platforms that I currently already have, and I feel like that's the case for Kevin as well. I'm very curious for people who only own Switch, like what this is like. Justin Masson, we know, is a huge fan of this, that this is even a thing.
The cloud stuff,
just that a game exists on the cloud. But yeah, it does seem to go kind of in like against what Nintendo is really all about. Like they want you to have a cartridge, they want you to pay for it and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, the cloud stuff is, you don't really own it. Even less than, I would say, than a digital version of a game.
Digital, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So I haven't really thought of it too much. Like I haven't really been like drawn to it like, oh yes, that's the way I want to play a game. But I don't know. I think mostly just because I have the other systems. So
I feel like the whole cloud concept works so well on Xbox because you're not actually buying it. Like like a Game Pass type of situation. Mm-hmm. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Because you're just
it feels
paying
more
for
like
a
Netflix.
service.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a Netflix situation. But like paying full price for a game to own a speck in the clouds of this huge entire galaxy that's not even it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Lockless says, wouldn't everything in NSO basically be a cloud service? Which is a good question, but there's something a little bit different here. There are games that you buy, like Guardians of the Galaxy, I think was one. I think Control is another. Resident Evil 7 or 8 had one of them as well.
Kingdom Hearts was one too. Right?
Yeah, that's right. And so the game doesn't actually download onto your Switch. The game isn't actually running on the Switch. It's running on a computer somewhere else, and you're only able to play it by connecting to the internet and playing it that way. So that's the difference here. There's a lot of other games that like we play together using the internet. That's a little bit different, but your Switch hardware doesn't actually see the game, if that makes sense.
As opposed to something like Happy Home Paradise DLC, it downloads on your Switch, and then you just lose access if you were to not continue your subscription.
Yeah. And the idea for most of these cloud service games these are games that the Switch itself, like the hardware in the Switch, wouldn't be able to run. So they offset the processing of it all.
Yeah.
How does cloud work if traveling and unable to be on the internet? It doesn't. That's that's why I just don't understand how this is like part of the Switch lifestyle. Like you're going to have like at least Wi-Fi and probably best to dock that thing and hardwire it to the internet. Like that's why I haven't really got around to it. I'm excited by the possibilities of this in the future, but it's not like you're sitting in the back of the car or on a train or somewhere like playing a cloud service game. Like it's just, we're not there. Yeah.
But honestly, they already make it so complicated to play anything. My son has been playing Animal Crossing, and I had to make sure that I loaded it up before I left the house because I was like, I can't remember which one is my main Switch, and I want to make sure he can play it. So like, as long as I load the game before I leave, I'm good.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on all of that.
We rented Miitopia from the library again. That's what Lincoln's playing.
Okay, next up. Quagmire. Thoughts on Nintendo releasing 2 big JRPGs within a week of each other? Referring to Live Alive and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Most JRPG enthusiasts will probably only pick one due to the time they take to complete. Seems like cannibalizing sales to me. Do I think that most JRPG enthusiasts will only pick up one? I think I disagree with that.
You think they're crazy? You think they're going to be...
I think JRPG people are just the kind of people who are going to buy both.
I think you're probably right.
And
I'm not buying both.
I think these are 2 very different JRPGs.
Yeah.
So I don't think they will cannibalize each other. And I also don't think... Did Nintendo... What's Nintendo's impact on Live Alive? Like, how involved are they in that?
It is an exclusive.
Game?
It's an exclusive. So I don't know exactly. It does seem a little bit weird, and you'd think they would maybe talk about with partners like, hey, we're thinking about Xenoblade at this time. Maybe you want to think about that release date. Is that still what you want? And I mean, this is a double-edged sword because there are so many games on Switch. We talk about this all the time. Like, it's the complete opposite in Xbox land. But games are starting to bump up against each other. And so I guess we'll just kind of see. The one thing about Live Alive, I think, is that it is a remake from an older game. So I think that's maybe a niche of a group. It's not just like JRPG people. It's kind of like JRPG people with a certain slant, I think. So I don't know. I'm only going Xenoblade. I think there are some people who will only choose one, but you're right. Like some people who like they live for this stuff, so it'll be great for them over the summer.
Yeah, agree. Next up, Brian asks, with this year's NHL playoffs coming to a close, which hockey games did you enjoy playing when you were growing up? This is
only me.
Question for you.
I didn't play any hockey games.
I'm sure I did, but nothing like. Oh, I specifically remember enjoying this game so much.
Blades of Steel. On the NES, Blades of Steel is a Konami game. And it didn't have like an NHL, like a professional license. You just played like Edmonton and Chicago and Los Angeles. Like, it was just cities against cities. And because it was a Konami game, in between periods, you would play a different Konami game. You'd play like Gradius and stuff like on the big screen.
Gotcha.
And the exciting part about hockey games when you were growing up as a kid is like when you'd actually like fight, because, fighting in hockey. So you just have like standoff and they just kind of smack each other in the face.
I'm sure the graphics are great too.
Well, it would zoom in. It was just the
blood?
two of them. No, it would just, they kind of fall over, and that was kind of it. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Blades of Steel, definitely. And Wayne Gretzky's 3D Hockey, I want to give a shout out to. That game on the 64.
I do remember Wayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky.
So good.
Okay, these two questions are kind of similar, I think. Will Nintendo finally fix their order system after 2 failed attempts with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Special Edition pre-orders? That's from Quagmire. And then Ngachacha also said, pre-orders for the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Collector's Editions went live exclusively through the Nintendo Store. It took me 3 hours, but I got one. What are your thoughts on Collector's Editions only being offered through the Nintendo Store? And which first-party Nintendo game would you like to have a Collector's Edition? So wait, you can't get it from GameStop or anything?
I didn't even look into it to the point of like I'll be kind of getting into this game as more of a casual fan than like day one collector stuff. So I didn't really even try. So I can't verify. I assume that's what these guys are getting at here. I actually like this, but with a caveat. I like that you can only get it from Nintendo. I feel like maybe the process was you have to verify like your account or whatever, which reduces scalpers and whatnot, which is probably less of a big deal for like collector's editions for a niche like JRPG like this. But I actually like to see this more often with a variety of things, like direct to Nintendo. If they can figure it out, like let them sell Switches from now on. Let them sell like high demand Amiibo and whatever. I want to kind of contextualize my answer in that, like, more often than not, when we complain about things that are in high demand and hard to get, we talk about the fact that scalpers are there, like taking it, like ruining it for the rest of us. So I feel like this is a step in the direction to like remove any of that. The problem is it doesn't sound like Nintendo has that sorted out either, but I'd actually like that to, if this is the only way to figure out scalpers, and they can iterate upon this and make it smoother for everybody.
But you don't think limiting to one per person is enough to, like, other sites like?
But how do they do it? Like, I think they have that on the site, and I think they have like maybe certain things,
accounts or something.
Yeah. I feel like if that was truly the way of the world, then scalping wouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if only, I mean, does that help? I think it kind of, if you're Nintendo, it's a little bit weird to exclude retailers on that. Like it kind of damages maybe some relationships on that front to not allow them to generate revenue from things that you sell anyways. But I do think
they could do like in-store only.
Yeah.
In-store only, one per person.
One per
you
person.
have to physically be here.
Yeah, I've definitely.
I think you'll still get it, but it would be a lot harder for
Good
you
point.
to bring people.
Yeah. It's really interesting. It's like because that's a pain in the butt. Like, what if you choose the wrong store, and like, what if you're in an area of the world where they don't get a lot of GameStops or whatever,
Right.
like, or they get like 6 units of whatever you're trying to buy. Like, it is a complicated issue.
I would think that in addition to the Nintendo Online.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like Nintendo Online plus in-store other retailers.
Yep. That would be better. Yeah, I won't argue that for sure. Yeah.
Is there any first-party Nintendo game that you want to have a collector's edition that doesn't? Animal Crossing.
Well, they have the game special edition.
I
guess
want
so.
a game.
Yeah.
I want a cute, like, imagine a little house, like statue, like one of the little cute Animal Crossing houses.
Yeah.
And then like a villager and Tom Nook. You know, that would be really cute.
They should have like
a little book.
Yeah.
Little book. Is this how people feel about like? Is this how people feel about their collector's editions? Like, is someone feeling this way about the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Special Edition?
Yes, they are. Absolutely. Definitely. Yeah.
Like, I would love that.
I don't think I have anything off the top of my head of like something that I would want, which is weird because I have all this crap behind me, so I can't say that I wouldn't get it, but I don't think anything's coming. I'm just kind of in a garbage mood about Nintendo right now.
You're just grouchy.
I'm a Oscar the Grouch.
Okay, well, Mr. Grouch, can you tell everyone where to find you on the internet? You
can find me. I wish I had a Oscar the Grouch impression just ready to pull out there. That's the thought that counts. You can find me on Twitch and on Twitter at Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants. And if you want to look as cool as Caito and I, you can go to our merch store. We got great merch. It's super comfy. I'm not just saying that. Like I might just go to work in this today. Links are in the show notes, bit.ly/CPG merch. And I think that's it from me, Caito.
Right. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at Console Caito. That is all for episode 63 of the Nintendo Drive. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, make sure you let us know, are you going to be buying the Splatoon 3 Special Edition OLED?
People are not going to be happy with you today.